Hello and welcome to Cutting to the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben and this week I'm hanging out with Mike.
Hello.
And Claire.
Hey.
No, Pete, do you know where he is? We know he's alive though. That's fair to say.
As of 3 hours ago.
After 3 hours ago,
As of 3 hours ago, he was alive. Maybe he's... I don't think he's done the time machine at last, did he?
Oh, he might have done.
He's just vanished.
But that shouldn't affect it. Anything, should it?
Not
Unless
really.
he's died in
Maybe he went back
somewhere lost in time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, is he
Yeah.
stuck like in the film? Is he stuck with a bunch of Morlocks?
I hope so.
I think he got on quite well with them. But still,
So we soldier on with the three of us.
we soldier on with the three of us. But this week it is The Rock, not Dwayne Johnson. The film The Rock.
It's a classic, isn't it?
It's one of the best action movies ever made, in my opinion.
That's pretty good. Classic 90s film.
It is. It's a classic 90s action
Nicolas
movie.
Cage at his peak.
It's one of the.
Cage.
Would you say it's one of the triumvirate
I would.
of Nick Cage films?
We had this discussion off air, didn't we?
Yeah. So you go with, what would you all go with? The Rock, Con Air, Face Off. You'd argue it is three best.
I'm going to go with The Rock.
Are you?
Yeah.
Face Off for me at the three.
Face Off I love because it's ridiculous.
It's insane.
Right, but it's really good and ridiculous, like you said, Claire. It's stupidly, fantastically ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Con Air, as good as I think Con Air is, I just think it's third. But this is one of the triumvirate, isn't it?
Yep.
So,
It's got a great cast.
oh, let's not forget Sean Connery.
Who may or may not be Bond.
You can argue this is a Bond film. You heard this, Claire.
Oh, yeah.
That Sean Connery's Bond.
Yeah.
Because he stole all of their secrets, which I love, like the Roswell landing, especially when they mentioned that, who really killed Kennedy. And you're like, they've got he knows where all their secrets are, never gave them up, spent an entire life locked away, and now he's kicking ass one last time.
I like it how they bring him back. But that's the conspiracy.
That's the fan theory that this is actually like a Bond movie, technically.
Nice.
Yeah, I like
it.
Yeah.
So let's thank some of the returning listeners. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook at Cutting to the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse, YouTube Apocalypse Bull, SoundCloud, Spotify, anywhere else you get your podcasts from. It's Cutting to the Bull in the PTA. So new and returning listeners, Council Bluffs in the US, Frankfurt am Main in Germany, Dublin, Ireland, Houston in the US, Toronto in Canada, Hastings in the UK, San Jose in the US, Phoenix in the US, Falkenstein in Germany, Fremont in the US, Guadalajara in Spain, and Los Angeles is number one. I do find it weird that someone in Los Angeles is listening to us.
It's mad, isn't it?
Pete is alive. He's in York.
Oh, he's in York. What the hell's he doing in York?
Doing his friend's garden and he totally forgot.
Oh, there we go. Well, he's alive and he's working.
And he's where you want to go.
And
To
he's
York.
I was literally just on about going to York. Go and see me Viking heritage.
Viking heritage.
You know? What? What? I'm not Celtic, so there you go. I'm clearly of an invader. I'm clearly got that stock. You know, I'm not red-haired.
Go back to where you come from then.
Might have been here longer than you French fuck. Came over with the Vikings in 800. Trump's your 1066.
Oh, should we do the DNA ancestry thing and see who's been here longer?
Yeah, I think we should. Me and Mike need to have an ancestor off. Look, let's get into the movie. So, 1996 this, at a 7.4 on IMDb, which I think is a little bit low.
I'd say it's about spot on for me.
Oh,
Solid, good film.
I'd put this at a 7.8.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, mine's just like snooze rating. I've rewatched it, good 20, 30 times if that.
20,
not
30
more.
times?
I've seen this film a lot, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's one of them ones you can throw on when you're drunk,
Yeah.
and because you know it really well, but
And
you
then-
still get sucked into it.
Yeah, it was on the TV for quite some time, wasn't it? It's
Yeah,
like,
it was, yeah.
You know, TV channel buys the rights to it for a bit, and they just like
Oh, yeah.
overplay it.
It's
But
like-
you're just like, oh, it's on again. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Probably seen about 4 or 5, but
I'd go with at least 20 times since 1996.
Yeah, me too.
Which only works out to like one a year, really.
Not as much as Jurassic Park,
I've
No,
seen that
no.
to death.
yeah.
but you know, up there with those ones that you keep
Oh, I don't
watching
think it's up
again.
there with Jurassic Park. I don't think it.
No, I'm not saying it's not quite up there, but it's still like, you know, middling.
Why have we never done the Jurassic Park movies?
Because there's only one good one.
Yeah.
I quite like... Oh, which one did I like more?
3.
3. I preferred 3 to 2, didn't I? We watched them not long
Yeah.
back. And though Pete Postlethwaite is awesome in 2, and I
Yeah.
fully respect the big game, I want to hunt a Rex. I love that.
And you got the don't go into the long grass.
Yeah, don't go.
scene.
Oh yeah, don't go in the long grass. It's really good fucking advice. Anywhere you are, never mind on an island full of dinosaurs. I thought the third one was better. It was weird. Anyway,
Both the same for me, but yeah.
well, anyway, back to the Rock. Did you know that Alcatraz means pelican?
Did know that? Yeah,
I
did.
didn't.
Yeah, there you go. Brigadier General Francis X. Hummel, Ed Harris, who I think is great in this.
Yeah.
He's great in everything.
He's
isn't
great in everything, yeah. A highly respected but embittered US Marine has had enough. After years of witnessing the government ignore the sacrifices of fallen covert operatives, he devises a radical plan to get
It's
justice.
a bit. Come on, mate. Covert operations. You're not meant to say where they are, are you?
No, but at the same time, the government's not looking after the families. And there's guy, you hear that in the flashback at the start, he's like, they're not coming for us, are they, sir? But he's like, oh, don't worry, your evac chopper's coming. And he's like, no, we're surrounded. Oh, they're everywhere. And he's like, they're not coming for us, are they? And he's like, no, son, they're not. And it's like, but the family never got any money, because if you're in covert ops, you don't die in action, you die on training exercises.
Yeah.
Because it's a covert op.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a helicopter crash.
It's a bit shitty, right? It is very shitty, I admit. But you form an action group and you lobby the government.
Yeah.
You don't get VX gas, take over Alcatraz, threaten to fucking poison San Francisco.
But he was
It's
never.
insane.
But he was never
That's
going
not
to
how
do
you
it.
make a blockbuster
Whoever
movie, is it?
No, it isn't, Mike. In your sane, sensible world, we don't have the Rock, and it'll be a poorer world for it.
I'm just saying, it's a bit mad.
It is, but it's also like, well, they're not going to turn you down, are they?
Well, they do.
Well, they do, but
They take the risk, don't they?
Yeah,
We'll
well-
get into it.
well, he and a group of loyal rogue Marines steal 15 VX gas warheads and seize Alcatraz Island, taking 81 tourists hostage. From the former prison's elevated location in San Francisco Bay, Hummel threatens to launch missiles loaded with VX gas, one of the deadliest chemical agents in existence. See our chemical weapons episode.
Yep.
It's funnier than it sounds. It's funnier than the title suggests.
God, one of them opening scenes where he's shut inside.
Oh, the little globule breaks, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he's shut inside the place that they were sort of robbing the
Warheads.
from.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his face melts off, and you're just like, ooh.
Ooh,
Would that
that's-
happen like that?
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
like
does
a,
it? Yeah.
it just fucking destroys you from the
I
inside
didn't think it was
out.
that bad. I thought they exaggerated it a bit.
No, usually you can always guarantee like eyes are melting.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It really is nasty shit, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it kind of bubbles you from the inside out. It blisters you from the inside out.
He says exactly what it'll do to you further on in the film, doesn't he?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
But unless you're willing
Yeah,
to.
but it's Hollywood. I thought maybe they were exaggerating it a bit. That doesn't really do that.
Oh no, this stuff is like fucking deadly. It's
It's the one that you do funky chicken with, isn't it?
It's well, you do the funky chicken with all of them, but you
Ah.
will spasms so hard that you'll break your spine.
Yeah.
On in 9 or home in Pine.
Squaddy humour.
Yeah, well, it's a handy little rhyme, isn't it? Now I know I've got 9 seconds for
Yeah.
that thing starts to take effect.
They ain't the brightest, are they?
It's
Most, maybe generalising a bit.
the
but
infantry
most-
aren't renowned for
no.
being the most intelligent,
Yeah.
but you know they're intelligent in other ways. Sense of humour is unparalleled, and this is the British Army, so obviously absolute badasses. So yeah, he's going to pay He wants $100 million in reparations paid to the families of the soldiers who died in Black Ops missions. And faced with a bioterrorism crisis on US soil, the Pentagon turns to Dr. Stanley Goodspeed, Nicolas Cage. I like his introduction where he's like, there's the doll, they're in that gas-proof chamber suited up, and there's the doll, and he's like, and these assistants like waving the arm at him, and all of a sudden a shit ton of gas comes out, and they can't get the gas out. He's got to defuse a bomb.
Yeah,
all the while,
on.
the suit's dissolving.
Yeah.
The sprinklers are fucked.
Take through me suit. Get the fuck out of here. Put the sprinklers on.
I bet you can't get out either.
They wouldn't let you out if
No.
you were testing that shit or
You
fixing
get
that
dying in
shit.
there, aren't you?
Yeah, but he is more comfortable in a lab than a battlefield, and he's suddenly pulled from a quiet life and his impending proposal to his pregnant girlfriend into a high-stakes mission. But there's a catch. No one has ever successfully infiltrated Alcatraz. Well, alive. No one's ever escaped alive.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, we don't know, do we?
There's 3 guys
Yeah.
who did escape and they think they might have got away with it. But they've never found any bodies.
No.
They thought the tide might have done him for them, but you never know.
You think they would have found the bodies certainly by now, surely.
They'd be out in the sea, might be floating in the Pacific at this point.
Wasn't this like ages ago, like decades ago?
Oh,
now?
yeah, 60s, 50s, 60s.
Well, you think they'd have like someone had come forward, just gone, yeah, it was me.
They might have found clothing or something.
No, it's that long after now. By the time even if they did, they're going to be
Right.
in their 80s or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was me. And
True.
then they could. You'd come forward, wouldn't you? Be like, it was me. Yes.
Well, no, because they'd put you back in prison to spend the rest of your time.
Not really, because you're really old. You'd be like, fuck it.
If you had a terminal disease, they wouldn't, yeah. And you'd be alright, I guess.
So you announce it and then you chain smoke like shit. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Because there is a man who escaped Alcatraz, and his name is John Ironballs Mason.
Oh, wow. I love it.
Played by Sean Connery. In peak Connery, peak grey-bearded Connolly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Connery even. The full-on Yersh. Grey beard, he's having his renaissance as an actor at this point.
Yep.
And then he did Leave Your Extraordinary Gentleman in it. Fucking...
That was his last ever film.
He said it was so bad that he just retired on the spot, basically. But he still took his fucking money, which swallowed the massive budget of the film, which is why the special effects were bad. Yes, I will get my 8 million. A former British SAS operative, he has been secretly imprisoned by the US government for over 30 years and is the only man known to have escaped Alcatraz and is the key to getting inside undetected. And it's kind of hinted that he stole all the US government secrets, everything from the Roswell landing to the Kennedy assassination, every conspiracy you can think of. It's true.
Yeah.
He nicked it, and
He
he's
knows.
hidden it, and he's never given up where it is.
Yep.
The point where the British government denied he existed, which they would do if he was James Bond.
Yep.
MI6 agent in a friendly nation stealing all their shit. We didn't know he was there.
Yeah.
Do it persona non grata now.
Mm-hmm.
So, in exchange for his help and the promise of a presidential pardon, Mason reluctantly agrees to join the mission, though his mistrust of the government runs deep. Probably well founded there, really, isn't
Well,
it?
it is, isn't it?
It's very well founded.
The document they make him sign, he tears it up, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he does get his sharp new haircut.
Yeah, he wants
I want a haircut, a hotel room, and the feel of a suit.
Yeah.
I love the way he escapes.
Oh, yeah, just off the balcony.
Yeah.
He leaves a guy dangling off the balcony and does one at the door. And there's a very 90s campy barber.
Yeah.
He's very blatantly someone who enjoys homosexual life. But, you know, this is the 90s kids,
Yeah.
you know? This was a stereotype.
Yeah.
And this is what happens in movies. Car chase is great.
Yeah. Down that San Francisco street, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'd have had to done a bit of that on location, wouldn't they? 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
It's such a long drag, innit?
There's a tram involved.
Mm.
Nicolas Cage gets in a Ferrari.
Yeah.
So is it a Ferrari or a Lamborghini? Either way, he smashes his way through fucking San Francisco, and the noise of that thing is fantastic. It's a shame that Sean Connery's character wasn't in an Aston Martin, really.
Yeah. That would have been a bit too much on the nose with the Bond thing, though, wouldn't it?
I think it would be fantastic, though. I'd have put him in an Aston Martin. But they recapture him, and he actually turns out he's going to go and see his daughter, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know, he's like, oh, I know my daughter lives in the city, she's my only living relative, and that's why he wanted a suit and a haircut, so he could look half presentable.
Yeah.
You would be quite chuffed if your dad turned up and he was Sean Connery, though, wouldn't you?
Well, she doesn't know that.
Well, you know, quite Sean Connery.
Well, it's Mason, isn't
It's
it?
John Mason, but he would still be quite chuffed if Sean Connery's quite an imposing figure of a man.
Well, no, it's a bit shit, isn't it? Because he hasn't been there for 30 years.
No, but
he's been in a prison.
that's
He's
it.
missed her entire life.
Yes, but now he wants to make amends.
Yeah. It was just one. It was a one-night stand, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah. He's James Bond because that's what he does, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
You know, if there's one character ever created...
He's not rubbering up, is he?
Of course he isn't.
there's probably loads of little
There are.
James Bonds everywhere.
That man has had more STDs than any other man on the planet, and he's that tough, he just fights them off with whiskey and keeps it going. Whiskey and killing.
See how Bond late he is when he's riddled with syphilis and he's gone insane.
It would be a terrible show. Who wants to watch that?
Well, I want something very similar about Al Capone.
Well, yeah, but Al Capone's not a beloved fictional character. He was a horrible person in real life. Kind of feel glad that he died of a nasty, horrible syphilis-related disease. In a way, he killed a lot of people, didn't he? Yeah, criminally, not for the crown. Big difference.
Is there?
Of course there is. It's for
Murder.
it's for the crown. It's for His Majesty's government.
Yeah,
sorry,
for her benefit.
his benefit.
His name.
Well, it's just
Benefit the 1%.
Well,
Benefit us. If anything more, it makes
might
the world more unstable.
might
it
be
makes it
someone
more
who's planning
dangerous.
to blow up
And our
Manners Lee
kids
Town
have to- and our
Centre.
kids have to fight in the wars that they start.
Might be someone who's going to blow up Manners Lee Town Centre
right,
and you're going to get a bag of fish and chips.
Or maybe. That's
You know,
different.
he saved your life then. Remember, you sleep soundly in your bed because rougher men stand by to commit violence on your behalf. Paraphrasing George Orwell.
Most of the time it isn't on my behalf, is it? That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to get to.
I haven't got a
It's
war
on the
inside.
behalf,
have
it's
we,
on the
Laura?
behalf of the oil companies and the food
No,
companies.
of course it isn't, mate. The
Big fruit.
Not the fruit companies.
Big fruit.
Big fruit. You know what? They're behind every fucking war. They are big fruit. Bastards. Fly under the radar, though, don't they?
Yeah.
So, anyway, they get the second best bunch of Marines they've got left, SEAL team. You presume that the best guys defected with General Hummel. And this is the second best, led by Michael Bean, nonetheless. Bain?
I thought all the
Big.
guys with, like, some of the guys with Hummel were, like, had left the service because, you know.
I was under the impression that he
And
took
these
them
are the-
with him.
Oh, right, okay.
Like, he had this group of guys who probably been on ops like that and knew the guys that got killed, the families when that to the... Because he does, later on, one of the guys does say, no, we're not Marines anymore, we're mercenaries.
Yeah.
When we agreed to take the money, we became mercenaries and we stopped being Marines. So, yeah, they'd gone with him, they're like his loyal little crew.
Yeah.
So they get into the island via an underwater approach, led by the SEAL team. And Sean Connery's like, has to go through some fucking flamethrowers and swinging things.
Yeah. It's like Galaxy Quest, you ever seen that?
Yes, yeah,
They've got to go through an assault course or things like that.
that's it.
Who put this here? What is the point of this?
Then you get the gentlemen, welcome to the Rock, which is great. The problem is that the team, more infiltrating, end up in the shower room and trip an alarm.
Yeah.
Q are really one of the best scenes in the movie for me. This, I mean, I know it's a bit tragic, but it's like really well done. It's really well filmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you got this really tense standoff, and the general's like, "Hey, come on, you don't have to die here. We're all Marines. Look, you're completely surrounded from an elevated position. You can't win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to kill you because it goes against everything I'm trying to achieve. So please, just put your weapons down.
Or
You
your
can
man.
even, and just orders you men to surrender, and he's like, I will not give that order, I cannot do that order.
You know, I can't give that order.
And it's like, oh, it's just epic.
Yeah.
And then it's one of the, you got like a couple of baddies, haven't you, amongst the general's crew.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just chomping at the bit, aren't they?
They are
And again, it
chomping
just
at the
starts.
bit.
It's an accident, isn't it? The guy, he's a bit, you know,
Oh, it's
a bit
the
nervous.
yeah, because they do say let's waste these fuckers.
Yeah.
Then someone knocks the brick over, don't they?
Yeah.
And then everyone just starts shooting. Goodspeed and Mason are in the sewer still. They haven't gone up because obviously they've got an escort guy.
Yeah.
He realises what's going on, goes up himself.
Yeah.
He's the last to
They're telling
die.
him, don't do it,
Don't do it. You're gonna, no, there's my brothers up there, which is very heroic. But popping yourself out of a little sewer grate is not fantastic.
No.
Is it?
It's like whack-a-mole.
It was like whack-a-mole, yeah. But this scene's been ripped off quite a bit in computer games. And Call of Duty had missions where you had a famous level part of a mission where you basically fought your way through this exact prison shower block, and the guys on the gantries above you, and you got to take them out and push forward, and so it's been ripped off a fair bit. It's a bit of an iconic scene, really. It goes slow motion and everything, but now it's just down to the odd couple team of Goodspeed and Mason, the desk-bound scientist, and the grizzled spy. So as they sneak through Alcatraz's labyrinth corridors, they encounter several deadly traps, booby-trap corridors, and confrontations with Hummel's increasingly unstable soldiers. Goodspeed, though terrified and out of his depth, rises to the occasion under pressure, while Mason begins to show not only his tactical brilliance, but a growing sense of mentorship towards the young man. Mm-hmm. There's a great bit in this where when everybody's dead and they escape, and Mason says like, can you do this? And he's like, oh, I'll do my best. And he's like, your best? Losers always whine about their best. The winners go home and fuck the prom queen, which is one of the most badass lines Connery's ever said, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Then he says she was a prom queen.
Yeah. He's like, good. That is a great line. They kind of have a few shootouts.
It's good chemistry between them two, isn't it?
There is actually, yeah. It's like you buy it, don't you? You definitely buy it. But like I say, Connery's having his career renaissance, and Cage is top of his game, isn't he, Claire?
Definitely. He is iconic. He's got sweatpants with his face all over it, isn't he?
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
He has personally, or you can buy them.
No, you can buy them on
I don't
Temu or whatever.
I don't know if I want Nicolas Cage leggings.
And he's going like proper.
Yeah.
Like, he's putting a face like he's just on Face Off when he's had some coke.
I don't know if I want leggings with Nicolas Cage's face on them.
They want to come up, and I find it hilarious.
And I do.
Maybe a jock strap.
Why a jockstrap? Because I'm curious now.
I just think it'll be a good seller. That's what I'm saying.
Right, well.
If I know the jockstrap market, like I think I do.
How well do you know the jockstrap market? Because it is a bit of a dying brand, in all fairness.
Well, probably not a lot, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, I'm not investing.
Staking my reputation on it.
You haven't got a reputation.
No, I intend to get one through this escapade.
Well, I'm not giving you any money towards it.
Fair enough. I wouldn't either.
I mean, Claire, you're still free to invest in Mike's ideas. I've been like Dragon's Den now.
No, I'm alright. But back to the Rock, the music as well. It's all it's like quite heroic all the way through, isn't it?
Yeah.
Da 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 da. Sort of like,
Yeah, it's like March of Heroes kind of.
Yeah, very military.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, when the general's on, there's always that drum beat.
Yeah.
These like VX warheads, they're not just like, we just take the little thing. They make it as hard as possible for some reason. You've got them long stringling green globules, haven't you? There's like 4 of them. So many things. You've got to get your hand.
Realistic?
I don't really know that so much. I wouldn't like to say. I don't know these things are made up to that degree. I was never showing how to disarm this shit, just what it does and how to defend against it. But yeah, I don't know. But you can get the guidance chip out. You can put the missile back in. You can put the warhead, the globules back in the missile. The missile is ditching the sea after so many hundred yards. Everybody's safe. Apart from the fact I've got several missiles of VX gas now in the waters.
Well, one criticism of this film is this bit goes on a bit too long. They capture them, don't they? Then they lose them again.
Yeah. Actually, I really like the bit where Sean Connery's like gets to meet the general. You know,
yeah, that's good.
And he's like, "Oh, what's your name, sailor?" Because the Marines are sailors technically. He's like, "A soldier, actually." You know, and John Mason, 22nd Her Majesty's Special Air Service. You're like, "Fuck yeah, Sean." I completely buy at that point that Sean Connery is a grizzled SAS veteran / spy and James Bond.
Yeah.
I like to think it's James Bond.
Actually, strictly speaking, the fact that he didn't say, he said soldier rather than sailor. Bond carries naval rank, doesn't he?
Oh, does he?
He's Commander Bond. He carries naval rank. But
Maybe
if he's through the SAS and he's John Mason, not Bond anymore, then he could say, well, actually, I am a soldier. Yeah, I'm not Bond now. I don't carry on. Bond, there's always a Commander Bond, isn't there? There's always a naval rank he holds.
I'd never clocked that, you know.
No, I didn't know.
But you see him in naval uniform in some other films.
Yeah.
When he's being official, he'll turn up in naval uniform. Anyway, enough nerding. Tensions are rising within Hall's team. His second-in-command, Captain Frey, Gregory Sporleader, and Sergeant Darrow, Tony Todd, are more interested in the money than Hummel's sense of honour.
Is it Gregory Sporleader? I thought it was David Morse was the guy. He's number 2.
Technically he's the major.
Yeah.
And then there's the captain and the sergeant.
Okay.
They're more interested in the money, and as he says, like, hey, we became mercenaries when we said the money were mercenaries, not Marines, and we have got no oath of allegiance to the American flag anymore.
Yeah.
Which is, the general is not actually very happy with, is he? He sees himself very much as a United States Marine. There is a standoff, and Hummel reveals he never actually intended to fire the missiles and was simply bluffing to pressure the government. And the mercenaries turn on him, and he's fatally wounded in the ensuing Mexican standoff.
Yeah.
That was very much a thing of early 90s action movies, is that Mexican standoff.
Yeah.
It's good. Should be more of them.
Oh yeah, Pulp Fiction as well. There, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, a lot of Tarantino films. There's one in Django, isn't it, at the end?
There is, yeah. Yeah, totally. Good, you can't beat a good action movie, can you? Doesn't matter what genre it is. If shit's exploding, someone's being a hero.
It's done well, yeah.
If done well. Now, Goodspeed manages to disable one by one the missiles by removing the guidance chip. He stops the last missile seconds before it's launched by jamming a VX gas ball with an injector while holding the delicate jelly-like warhead in his bare hands. So he's fighting one of the big bads, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the last missile, and one of the little globules rolls away. He then he gets it, doesn't he? And he
jams
it into the captain's mouth, and it's like, but he's exposed.
Yeah.
Yep. He's got to jab this thing in his heart, hasn't he?
Yep. Yes.
Antidote.
Antropine, the nerve agent.
Is that
antidote.
real?
You've got a selection of antidotes.
You have to inject it into your heart.
They're auto injectors. They're very different to the needle he uses.
I fancy that, would you? The size of it.
Yeah, it's a good 5 inches.
It's got to go directly
He
into the heart.
he stabs himself in the stomach.
He does.
I know, yeah.
Nowhere near his fucking heart.
No, you inject. You do the auto injector. Maybe things are different. Maybe the VX is that bad. At this point, this was the only way to deal with it. But it's not something you want to die from, is it? It's horrible.
Of course not. If it's obviously, if I've got to inject that thing in my heart or die, it's injected in the heart, isn't it? I ain't happy about it.
The Air Force, in the meanwhile, have been prepping the thermite weapon, haven't they? That'll burn up the VX.
Right,
Burns hotter than...
They're going to bomb it, aren't they?
They're going to bomb it.
I mean, again, it's like you're risking people's lives here.
Well, you're killing 81 to save
You're
the
hoping that he's
city.
bluffing. They're not paying the money, are they?
They're not paying
They're
the
sending
money.
people in, and then if they fail, he's going to bomb it.
Yeah.
There's hostages in there. They're going to sacrifice them, kill them. They're hoping that. I take it they're hoping that with the thermite or whatever, it won't kill the hostages. I don't know.
No, the third. Well, no, it'll kill them. It burns hot, and it burns a ridiculous amount of temperature. Oh, you lose 80. You lose 81, but you save 70, 80, 90 million people.
Just pay the fucking money. Created out of thin air anyway.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah, but that's not their policy, is it?
No, I know.
No.
Negotiate with terrorists, but hey, look, if
Well,
Nicolas Cage had failed, they would have sent them rockets into the fucking city and killed hundreds of thousands, maybe.
Really, if you think about it, I mean, okay, he was never gonna launch him, he admits it, but if he was gonna launch him, it's when your rescue attempt has just fell flat on its arse, you just go, right, launch a missile then. Yeah. That's the times that you get on the phone and go, okay, you got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You either pay me the money or I'm launching. Your rescue's mission, you've got no other options.
Yeah.
Because he knows how long it takes to prep the thermite.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you're not going to get it here in 10 minutes. Pay me the money. And you know what? I'll start executing the hostages too.
Yeah. Don't give a shit.
If you want to do it, that's when you do it, isn't it? But the Colonel's got a sense of honour, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
He's not in this for the money. He's in this to see his fallen soldiers get their families
Like
get the
I
money they're
understand where
entitled
he's
to.
coming from, but he's got a right fucked up way about doing it.
Well, yes, this is true.
He goes down in my estimation.
Well, yeah, I mean, he organised the whole thing, didn't he?
Oh yeah, I really do enjoy after Goodspeed has stabbed himself in the heart. I do really enjoy the green smoke waving where he's warding the planes off and he pops the flares on his knees. Quite an iconic scene.
Yeah.
It's nicely shot. The planes pull up. One releases by accident. I believe that's called premature evacuation.
Yeah, and it just touches the edge of the island, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And just boom.
But that also gives Goodspeed then the chance to say, oh, when the CIA get there, they're like, well, where's Mason? Oh yeah, he got vaporised in that explosion that your plane dropped. He was down there.
Vaporised, eh?
I mean, like, can someone be vaporised? But it's not. There's only the CIA boss who Mason, to be fair, like does kind of beat up a lot whenever he gets a chance.
Yeah, he's the one that he leaves hanging from the building, isn't it?
That's it. The others are kind of quite happy to let the guy go and live his fucking life, aren't they?
Yeah.
Which is nice. Like, well, this guy's, you stand by your word, you promise him a pardon.
That's it. He's a right snake, isn't he?
Before he escapes, Mason gives Goodspeed a note with directions to a church in Kansas where all the secrets he's stolen are buried in one of the legs of the pew.
Mm-hmm.
He's like third pew in, on the left. There's a hidden compartment in the leg.
Isn't it on like a little mini photo reel?
Microfiche.
Yeah.
I think it's
Microfilm.
Microfilm, microfiche, people call them that too.
What the hell? I never read that before.
Yeah, you
did
do.
that before? No. You need it? Yeah.
And the last thing of the film is like, hey honey, do you want to know who really killed JFK? Because he's just looking at it all. Oh, it's fucking amazing. I love this movie. I don't want to deny it. It's
very good.
It's one of the movies of my youth, 96. I'm at the time to enjoy this. I'm on a 96, 13.
Yeah.
This is a 13-year-old boy's wet dream, this movie is.
Of course it is, yeah.
It's
I
got everything.
still love it. It was reminiscent watching it again.
Reminiscing.
Yeah, reminiscing. Those 20 times I've watched it was, when I was quite a bit younger and just added the odd one over the years, but I haven't watched it for a few years and then watched it for the pod, so it's just like...
Who are you going for at the two leading men? Because there's like one woman in this movie, Nicolas Cage's fiancée. So you've got a choice of Connery or Cage.
Sean Connery.
You going for Connery?
Oh yeah, James Bond every time.
He is the James Bond, isn't he?
He is.
Not in my opinion, but Roger Moore for me. That was my era.
I know I've said it before, but Roger Moore is in my favourite Bond film, which is Man with a Golden Gun. But at the same time, I still think he was just too fucking old.
It was, obviously, towards the end.
So, to end, we'll have a look at some, the style of the film and that. This mixes action-packed sequences with, surprisingly, good character-driven narrative. Them two are great together. I think everyone in this film is good. There's not a bad performance in this movie. Even Camp Hairdresser Man. He's great.
Yeah. There's a few stereotypes in it, but...
That's the 90s.
Yeah.
It explores themes of justice versus vengeance, patriotism versus bureaucracy, and unlikely heroism. The dynamic between Cage's neurotic scientist and Connery's suave ex-con, I love the word suave, provides a fresh spin on the buddy action formula.
Yeah, it is their chemistry that makes the film, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's a great film, but I mean, that really is a bit...
It pushes it to the next level, doesn't it? Hummel's morally complex villain adds emotional weight to the otherwise high-octane plot.
Decent villain.
Yeah, because at the end, I like a villain that's kind of a good guy deep down.
Well, yeah,
You
people
know.
aren't just good or evil. Well,
No.
some people are, but majority of people are complex. I mean,
He's
got complex reasons for doing it. Yeah, I think he's insane. But
he was a complex character with a very simple plot, wasn't he? I'm doing this because I don't agree with how you've treated our former soldiers who died. And they all know him well enough to know that he'll never fucking launch. So it is a bluff for his part, but he's destroyed everything now. But he was willing to do it for the guys, wasn't he?
Yep. And then you've got the loyalty between the baddies. That's breaking down, isn't it?
Yeah, and as soon as you lose discipline, as soon as you lose authority in any military unit, that's it, you're gone. Your eyes are rabble at that point. It's good. I enjoyed it. I give it a 7.8. It's my favourite action movies. It's my favourite Nicolas Cage movie. I think Sean Connery is fantastic. Ed Wood is fantastic. Everyone's fantastic.
Yeah, for me it does drag a little bit. Like I said, when they're down there and they get captured once, don't they? And then they escape again.
Yeah, and then Sean Connery gives himself up. Because that great scene where he's walking through the prison and the heroic music's playing, and you're like, yeah! And everyone's clapping, even though they don't know who he is.
But I'll go with the 7.4. I was thinking about that anyway, so IMDb spot on for me.
Yeah, I just think it's, for snooze rating, I've watched it loads of times, so yeah, fill your boots.
Fill your boots, exactly. Nice.
Good stuff. Yeah, we all recommend it then.
We all recommend it for once we're all in accord. That's fantastic. I'm actually in shock. What's that, Ghost of Pete? Do you like it?
Oh,
Yes?
he loves it.
Oh, to see the look on his face.
Which obviously wasn't dead. He's in York.
He's a Force ghost.
Okay.
You're a Jedi, you believe in that shit.
He's coming to us from the astral plane.
Yeah, he's astrally projecting himself over there. Just giving him the finger now. There we go. Okay, enjoy it, love it, live it. I'm in Ben, thanks for listening. Don't be very brave, watch the rock.
I'm in Mike, thanks for listening. Peace out.
I've been listening. I've been listening, and I've been Claire. Thanks for listening. Yeah, watch The Rock. It's good.